Hey friends, today is writing and it's May 14th. It's a Thursday. So let's talk about what we're doing today. So yesterday, Wednesday, May 12th, we planned out our writing for describing fading goats. Now, today we're going to actually stretch out those details and let's take a look at our prompt. Our prompt is describe fading goats. So you're going to take that prompt today, and let's start with the topic sentence, describe fading goats. So this is again a good spot to do a little bit of framing and background information. Take a look at your article. It's probably a good idea to reread your article before you're getting started. I'm going to reread paragraph one, and then I'm going to write my topics. I encourage you to do the same right now. As we said, this is kind of like a retell of the article because we're describing fainting goats. So I'm going to start with um, a little bit of information about fainting goats. Um, there is a type of goat called a fainting goat. What is it? Well, I don't know. And that's what you're going to do today in stretching out your writing. So I am going to use a topic sentence like this, a little bit more open ended to then describe the goats. So there's a type of goat called a fainting goat. Now let's go into detail number one. Write detail number one, and I'll write detail number one as well. Okay, so I went ahead and started writing my first detail, and I said Tennessee fainting goats are goats that do exactly what they sound like. They faint. Right out of the article. When these goats hear loud noises, they become startled and will faint. And then I'm going to elaborate a little bit more. I'm just going to keep stretching this out because there's a lot I can do with this. A loud bang, boom, or crash could send a goat um, to the ground. Now, do they really faint? No, but our reader doesn't know that yet. And they're going to want to keep reading because they don't know that yet. Because that is going to be one of your probably one of your other details. So again, we're only going to write the first detail today because I want to make sure that you're writing your own and not just copying mine. But you're going to use paragraph two, detail two and detail three to continue writing your paragraph. So let's go ahead. Let's take a look back at what I wrote, and then kind of I'll explain what I would do. So I again have my topic sentence right here. There's a type of goat called a fainting goat, right? I don't want to say describe fainting goats or I'm describing fainting goats because the author knows that. They're going to look at your article and they're like, well, that's what they're doing. They're describing goats. And then I go into detail number one. Tennessee fainting goats are goats that do exactly what they sound like. They faint. When these goats hear loud noises and become startled, they will faint. It's kind of repetitive, right? But again, I'm using this to kind of flow into my passage. A loud bang, boom, or crash will send a goat to the ground. Now, what I would do for detail number two and detail number three is I would actually go then to say not all of these goats faint. I might say, well, comma, these goats don't actually faint, period. Um, and then continue my writing. So I'm actually really excited to see what you guys do with this. Stretch out details number two and number three on your own. Use what we've talked about and what we've planned together, and make sure that you do have a concluding sentence. The one thing I do want to really, really make sure you're not doing is don't say describe or I am describing fainting goats. That sounds boring. No one wants to read a passage that says description of fainting goats or I'm describing fainting goats or the prompt was describing fainting goats. So describing fainting goats is dot 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 dot. All right. A good writer will just start right into the passage on this one. Fainting goats, comma. What are they? Dot dot dot. So use your imagination. This is the time where you can really branch out for your topic sentence, and I really encourage you to do that. Okay, guys, that's all we're going to do today together because today's the writing day, and obviously I leave a lot more of this up to you. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact your teacher, and I will talk to you all manana.